Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, the most famous YouTuber in the world that no one has ever heard of. Moving on. I am going to take the crank out, but I'm not going to do it yet. I want to take this cover off. Okay, we got 3 different size bolts here. Roughly. We got 2 short, 1 medium, and a long. See if we can wiggle this cover off. Oh. No, we won't be reusing this. How sad. Bet you didn't expect that. Bet you didn't expect to be out of frame either. That just came off in my hand. Get this up. This over. Nope, we got to take this off first. Well, that is disappointing. It's been broken for a very long time. Look at that. No. That's sad, but I have about 12 more. I'm slipping. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's do it from this side. That's why I use the skinny one. Okay, here's your crank pin. This is what the ratchet grabs onto when you're hand cranking it. You see the hole in the end, like that other pin that we pulled out of the, it was the one holding the ratchet on, wasn't it? So they cut one of these down to make that other one. Now for the fun part. Maybe it'll come off. I certainly can't break that anymore. It already is. There's your pulley. Your fan belt goes on that. This is disappointing. Oh. Here's the 70s and 80s calling. Somebody been in here. Look at that. Boy, I haven't seen Blue Art TV in forever. But we got a 2-piece cover, which is no good, so we're going to put that in the scrap pile. Here's the gears again. Well, it was timed properly, so that's a plus. There's a little Ford on that one. There's a little dot on here, and they line up. That's how you time these. Okay, so next step would be, I guess we can take this nut off while we still got a little bit to hold on to. Alright, to take this nut off, that's the tool. Otherwise you can vice grips, whatever. Do what you gotta do, I guess, but figure out what size socket goes on this. I'll be doing something. The old breaker bar out. There's the cam nut. I'll set that aside. We can reuse that. There's 2 pins in there, and then that should come off. Come on. We seem to be gaining. Looks like this pin's coming out with it. Yep, pin came out with it. Okay, so there's your timing gear. Pin is supposed to stay in the camshaft, but it didn't. So take a look at the layer of gook on that. There's more sand. We'll throw that in the bathtub. Okay, to cut the crankshaft loose, we're going to have to get these bolts here. Those are obvious. But we also have the nuts here, here, in there, which is going to be a bear to get to. In there, and then two on the bottom are going to be the easiest probably. So let's spin this over again. This is why I use this engine stand and that little adapter, because this, oh, so nice. Now you'll notice up here we have square heads. You can get this with a 12-point socket, or you can use the proper wrench for it. Okay, so these are 3/4 of an inch. These are going to be the easiest to get out. These are going to be the absolute easiest to get out. The other ones are a bear. Once again, let me see if I can do this without knocking the tripod off. There's one. Almost need a longer bar. Okay. I know, I want to find out what's in here too. Like, come on, speed it up already. There's your nuts. That's what your bolt looks like. These need to be washed, so them in there. Come on. Okay, what do we have? What do we have? We have a bearing full of sand. I lost my rag again. Oh, this poor engine. And we have shims. We'll count them in a minute. Now this one is obviously different, it's longer. Oh, this poor engine. The pits. I swear somebody poured sand in this thing. Okay, what I do want to note, and I don't have to note where it goes on the engine, but I do want to mark, or do I need to? Yeah, I need to. I want to mark which side was the front, on the off chance that we put this thing back in. So there's a little dig for the front. You can use a Dremel too. Either way. We have a shim I can't get up because the bolt's stuck in there. Full of sand. 2 shims on that side. Have to measure them. So we had 2 on this side. Looks like we got 2 on that side too. Now we know the transmission's never been off, but we don't know, not for 100% sure anyway, if the bearing caps have ever been off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tie them to the cap, just so we have a point of reference later on. Just for the sake of keeping track of what was what. Just tie these little bad boys on. We can wash everything and then we can reevaluate the situation and figure out what we're going to do. Okay, so what we're aiming at here is this right here, and I can feel the cotter pin, the head is right, oh, I'm probably screaming in your ear, huh? That's the head right there between, right at the tip of my blade. That is not going to be fun to get to. Let's see if we can turn that bolt so it's facing the other way. And I promised you I'd show you my wrench. Let's see if it'll move with this. Okay, how do we do? There is the end of the cotter pin. Go up a little with that tab, go down a little with that tab. A little more with that one. Maybe with some luck. Maybe with some luck we can get that to come out. Nope. That just flattened it over again. I keep bending it until it breaks. And then we'll just be able to push it out. But right now I just want to get that little tappy tappy. Maybe. Oh, yes. Okay, now we got to turn Now we got to turn it around again. Okay. Hopefully I can get my dikes in there or something. Let's see if we can get it with these. Come on. Yes. Running out of battery here or what? Okay, one down. What's going on with you? Now we'll get that cotter pin out. Almost. One down. Oh, what a pain. Okay, this leaves us with one more bolt. And it's in here. Nope, in here, sorry. On the other side, so I can either take this off the plate and get it easy, or I can fight it. Try and drive it out through here, or I really don't want to take it off the plate. It's a pain in the ass. But that bolt, the light on, that bolt is right there. So I might be able to get it from this side if I can turn it around, get the dikes on it, but I'll do that off camera. Probably boring you already. We'll get the crank out and we'll take a look at the bearings next. All the bolts are out. Again, come out of the holes. I'm too slippery. I've marked the front one with one notch. I'm going to do two on this one, just so we don't get confused. These two are interchangeable. Alright, let's take a look here what we got. There's a couple of shims. Really thin. And this one, I saw one shim on this side and none on the other side. Let's get the let's get the crank out, take a look at that. What I see off the bat here, unfortunately for us, do you see it? That is toast. So we're going to need a new crankshaft. The other ones look alright. You can have these ground. That one's toast too. That looks like it's been sitting in a puddle for a while. And then was run after that. No wonder they replaced those two front rods. They were probably shot. That's disappointing. Very disappointing. Now we've gone from 100% original to I don't know what. Oh, another way to tell if your crank has a crack. It'll ring like a bell if it doesn't. If it has a crack, it'll go thump. Okay, so let's check the bearings. Give you a decent look here. Okay, that one doesn't look too bad. Let's get the shim out of the way. That one doesn't look as good. And this front one, given the state of that oil line, should be shot. But it looks alright. So the good news is the block may be okay. Let's check the caps. I think that's savable if we can get the crap out of it. So there's one. And the front one has a gap there that wasn't fit properly. There's another gap there, it wasn't fit properly. But overall it doesn't look too bad. It's more sand and grease. Here's the pistons and all the bearings except for the cam bearings. We still have to do the valves. So why don't we save the valves for the next one. We'll do the camshaft and the valves in the next episode. Well, I think we need these anymore because the crankshaft's shot, so I'm going to have to find another crankshaft. I'm going to have to find two original standard sized pistons based on the assumption that that the bores are okay and we can leave it standard, hopefully. We're going to measure those. But right now we're in the disassemble. We're in the exploratory surgery stage of this build. So we'll take these and set them aside. Got one more bolt that needs to come out, but we can deal with that later, and then we'll get under the camshaft. We'll do the valves, we'll do the camshaft, we'll check the cam bearings. For that, we're going to be up right side up again. This is what I mean when I say the valves were out before. We got a pinprick, no pinprick. Boy, is that loose. There's 3 dots on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nothing on the 8. And these are all the 2-piece valves. These are the old original valves. Yeah. Well, I had high hopes for this engine. Thought we were getting an original survivor here. Transmission was nice. Now I'm torn. What do you think I should do? Do I put a starter in it? Do I cut this 105-year-old wire and transfer all these over to another flywheel that has a starter on it? Like that one? Do I stay old school and have to hand crank it? What do you think? So we can hand crank it, put an aluminum hogshead back on it. It'll be more period for what we're building. Then again, it's full of sand and 2 different types of pistons. Look at the difference side by side. Let's see if I have a set of pistons here somewhere and rings. What a shame. Timing gears were a disappointment. Crankshaft was a disappointment. Sheer volume of dirt in it was a disappointment. It is definitely still worth saving, so we're going to do something with it. That's going to take money. Money that I don't have right now. While we're looking at this, I wanted to show you something that's pretty funny. If you take a look in here, you can see the freeze plugs. So there's a freeze plug right here. If I scratch off some of the dirt, you can see it. Get a brush on this and see if we can. Alright, so we got a freeze plug. It appears to be steel. We're going to take this out anyway because I'll show you why in a second. Okay, so here's your freeze plug. This is from when they cast the block, the supports or the sand or whatever was in here. And that is full of crap. Okay. Well, anyway, here's your, let me zoom back out here. Here's your freeze plug. That. I think it's just rust. It looks like it's steel. Sometimes they use pennies or nickels. I don't think that's what that was. Let's get to the second one. Some of you have already seen it. Did you see it? Let's get the second one out. It doesn't appear to have any writing on it, so I'm not too concerned. Come on. Not too concerned with destroying it. It's just a steel plug. But now let's move on to number 3. Check this out. That is a cork out of a wine bottle. And now it's inside. Shit. Maybe I can get it from the top. Anyway, it'll come out. Zoom me back out again. Check it out. I don't think that was a factory repair. We'll get that out. We'll get that out through the big hole eventually. Let's get on to the valves right after I clean up.